Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kari, and today I'm going to be talking about the worst books I read in 2023. First, before we begin, I just want to say that if you like these books, I am so happy for you. Truly, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it because obviously I read these books because I wanted to enjoy them, I just didn't. So if you read them and enjoyed them, I'm so happy for you. Please don't take this personally, okay? Before we get started, I would love to know what were some of the worst books that you read last year? I just really love to compare and contrast worst books because that's the lovely thing about reading is that there's a book for everybody and not everybody's going to love every book, and that's okay. So definitely let me know in the comments what were some of the worst books that you read in 2023. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the worst books, in my opinion, that I read last year. I just want to say that I'm not going to belabor the point about why I don't like each of these books. I'm just going to give you the bullet point version about what I didn't like about these books. So let's start off with a controversial one. It's A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. So as I'm implying, a lot of people loved this book last year. I don't know why. 2 years ago, I read T. Kingfisher's What Moves the Dead and I loved it. It was so good, so creepy. And that's what I was looking for in this book, A House with Good Bones. Did I find that? Did I find the same level of creepiness and gothic good times? No, I didn't. In my opinion, it was so boring. It was so boring. Like maybe if you're a bug enthusiast, you would like this because bugs just came up over and over and over again. But I don't know, something about this, it was just so slow, so boring. And also, it's not even that long of a book, but it felt so slow and I just did not care. I never wanted to pick up the book. I didn't care what was going to happen next. And when I did find out what happened next, what happens at the end, I did not care. I could not care less what happened. And I don't understand the hype around this book. Again, if you love this book, I'm so happy for you. I wanted to love this book and I just didn't, and I'm really sad about it. So I'm looking forward to T. Kingfisher's sequel to What Moves the Dead. It's What Feasts at Night that's coming out, and I hope it's more in the same vein as What Moves the Dead than this. Next is The Happy Couple by Naoise Dolan. If you know me, you know that Exciting Times by Naoise Dolan is one of my favorite books of all time. I love that book. So I was so excited when I heard that she was coming out with another book, The Happy Couple. I even pre-ordered the signed edition. Like that's how excited I was to have this book that I paid extra to pre-order a signed edition from Waterstones, and obviously I didn't like this book. Exciting Times was so funny and witty and smart. The writing is just so freaking good, and I did not find any of that in this book. It was just I was so sad. Honestly, this one just makes me sad. The other ones make me mad about how much I didn't like it. This one, I'm just sad because, like I said, I loved Exciting Times so much and I was expecting that same wit and humor from this, and no, it was so boring. It was so boring. This just follows a couple that gets engaged and it's leading up to them getting married, and it's obvious that they shouldn't be getting married for all these different reasons, but I just didn't care. I didn't care about them, and I didn't care if they got married and had a shitty marriage because I just didn't care about them, okay? And the writing didn't make me care about them, and I didn't care about all the other characters in it, and I was I'm just sad, okay? However, with that being said, I will be reading whatever Naoise Dolan comes out with next because I'm just going to chase that high of Exciting Times. Next, we have Mothered by Zoje Stage. This is a thriller, and this follows a young woman who, during the pandemic or just after the pandemic, I don't quite remember, her mom moves in with her, and it's just about the terrible relationship that her and her mom have and kind of like the controlling nature that her mom has. But the part that really irked me is that 50% of this book is about her dreams, the main character's dreams. She has these wild dreams, and the author tries to trick you into thinking that sometimes her dreams are really happening, but then in fact it's just at the end of the chapter like, oh, it was a dream, or at the beginning of the next chapter you realize like, oh, that whole last chapter was just a dream. I hate that. I hate that so much. Like, isn't that such a big cliche, like in movies, like, oh, at the end of the movie they say, oh, it was all a dream. Like, don't authors and movie makers know that people hate that? Like, what? Why do that? And it's such a shame too because I love the cover of this book. Actually, I think it's really, really cool. I just really hated this book, and it made me mad, and it made me feel like the author thought we were all stupid, and I just didn't like it, okay? I didn't like it. I don't really like hearing about people's dreams in real life, let alone reading about them in my free time. So the next 4 books I'm going to talk about all together because I read them all for the exact same reason. So first we have Maggie O'Farrell's The Marriage Portrait, then Trespasses by Louise Kennedy, then Black Butterflies by Priscilla Morris, and Fire Rush by Jacqueline Crooks. So what's the link between these 4 books? That's right, they were all shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction last year. And as you may know, I read the shortlist for the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2023, and what does it say? That 4 out of the 6 books that were shortlisted are on my least favorite books of 2023 list. I think it means I need to stop reading the entire shortlist for the Women's Prize for Fiction, eh? Normally, I would never say that I have enough books to make a video about my least favorite books of the entire year, but in 2023, the Women's Prize made that possible. Like, I have 7 books on this list, and 4 are from the shortlist of the Women's Prize. Like, again, kind of like The Happy Couple, that makes me sad. It makes me sad. I'm not mad, I'm sad. Okay, I'm just sad, because obviously I wanted to read the entire shortlist for a reason. Like, I've found so many of my favorite books of all time from reading books from the Women's Prize for Fiction. So this just makes me sad that I didn't enjoy any of these books. I'm so sad. Like, I wanted to love these so much. I really did, and I just didn't. And not only did I not enjoy these books, they threw me into a reading slump. Like, after I finished reading the shortlist, like, I didn't want to read anything because I was just so sad after reading all these books that I didn't enjoy. Like, it was hard to pick up something else. So not only did I not enjoy them, they also threw me into a reading slump, which makes it even worse. If you want more of my thoughts about the Women's Prize for Fiction, you can watch this video where I talk to you about the entire shortlist, or this video where I talk about if book prizes even offer us the best books. Should we even be reading book prizes? Are they even good? Alright, so that was my short but sweet worst books of 2023. Like I said, I didn't want to go too into detail about it. I don't want to be too negative, but I did just want to share with you my thoughts about the books that I personally wouldn't recommend. Again, if you love them, I'm so happy for you. I love that for you. Really, truly, I do. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you back, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye!